and I am a spiritual astrologer and tarot reader here at Soul Navigation. And today I'm doing a love tarot reading for Pisces. And this video is for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, Pisces Venus. So let's take a breath. Already, I know that your week is going to be fab. But anyway, I hope you're all well. This card wanted to jump out very quickly, clearly, and it's the World card. It is your card. I am using, by the way, the Wild Unknown deck by Kim Krantz. If you're interested, it's a beautiful deck. It's one of the first ones I ever got, and it is my favorite deck. Okay, the World card, Major Arcana card. Your card. Now, on a little bit more of a serious note, but I know it's not serious for you right now, maybe, but it was serious, right, for some of you, because some of you, I know, Pisces, some of you have just come out of a relationship. You've just come out, you've closed a chapter when it comes to love. And this can, for you, be, you know, that romantic love. So with an actual boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, spouse, whatever. For some of you, maybe it's different, a different kind of love. You've fallen out of love with something. But the World card represents absolutely the closing of a chapter, Pisces. But as I said, I don't think it's serious anymore for you. I think you are in the spring sort of feeling when it comes to your new chapter, when it comes to the new horizon and what new love you can find. So some of you need to hear that, because some of you you've ended one stage of love and you're coming into another, right? And that can definitely be self-love, Pisces. Don't be afraid of a bit of self-love. Okay? Don't be afraid to spend a bit of time. For those of you who are, you know, fresh out of a relationship with someone else, then don't be afraid to like spend a little time recovering and regathering. You know, especially if you were in like a toxic situation or an abusive situation, now is the time for you to get back to where you were before all of that nonsense, right? Before your spirit was lost and before your spirit guides were so distant from you. Right now they're close to you. So let's see if the Moon card comes out. Well, two cards want to come out. And what did I say earlier? Yeah, the sadness, the regret, the disappointment for some of you. Okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles and another five, right? 5 of Cups coming out for you, and they're coming out together, Pisces. But they're coming out upright. But I'm seeing it as, again, what you've been there, okay, and you're out of it now. You're coming out of it. So I really hope that you are focusing on getting your head up or keeping your head up, okay? You got this. Look what I'm wearing today. You got this. This is for you, Pisces. It's your color, kind of, as well, right? But, you know, 5 of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups. There's 2 5s coming out. Problems, challenges, conflicts. But also the 5 speaks to power and yeah, power that comes with facing challenges, and power that comes also through fun. And what I mean by fun is authenticity. So again, going back, having closed this chapter, Major Arcana, which came up first, right? The World card, Pisces. Having come out of something, whatever it is for you specifically, but having come out of something, yes, there's a bit of loss. You know, the roses of old, okay, have wilted a bit, and that someone or something is a bit of a dead horse now, okay? Stop beating it, and yeah, let's lift our head up. Okay, let's lift our head up and look for and look toward the horizon, Pisces. This new horizon for you and for love. definitely the first half of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's this need for you, my love Pisces, to care for yourself and be in your feelings. Don't be afraid to be in your feelings. Maybe have a little cry if you need to. Okay, watch a film that makes you sad. Okay, whatever it is that you want to do, flip through the old photographs if you want. Get rid of the old photographs if you want. It's up to you, Pisces. Whatever process you need to go through to sort of filter out any sense of like loss or sadness or disappointment, because I'm moving from the 5 to the 6, right? We want to get to the 6, which is the maturity. 6 is the get it togetherness. The 6 is I've got it togetherness. And look what comes out next. The High Priestess, another major arcana card, and this one is coming under the World card in my spread. I do a 9-card spread, by the way. If you are interested in my work, if you vibe with this, if you like what I do, then you can go to soulnavigation.com. But I do a 9-card spread usually. And so I go 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards. And this one, therefore, is coming under the World card, which came out for you first, right? Now, when I describe this card or this archetype to people, I like to get you to look at the tiger, or the tigress, shall we say, this tigress. This tigress is looking straight ahead, right? Not up at the moon and not down at that crystal ball, but straight ahead and therefore in the middle. The line of sight is in the middle or in between those two. And the moon getting to this stage, this bridge of, you know, something is on the horizon or something is coming, but you don't know what it is yet. And you can't know yet. But it's something is coming and you know something is happening. Because Pisces, you just know, right? You just feel. And the moon also represents here emotions and being too in the emotions sometimes, and being too in the trying to like intuit too much rather than just letting something be and letting something come to you. It can also be that you are overly sensitive about what has happened, Pisces. So again, for some of you, you really need to focus on self-love. The crystal ball as well is like the material world or the mundane, and focusing too much on trying to force it yourself, even physically, trying to force it, trying to foresee it literally, or through worldly means. When really you don't want to be doing either of these things, Pisces, later in the week. You want to just be, by Wednesday, you want to be just letting what comes, or what is going to come, and to be okay with that, because to know, with the High Priestess, to know that there's higher workings going on, there's higher things destined, and to not try to force it, and to not try to get too sensitive about it, or too in your feelings, because you know, more than I do, you know that sometimes escapism into those feelings can be very messy. And I think maybe by Wednesday, get yourself out there on a date, a socially distanced date, okay, or a virtual date, okay, for those of you who this applies to, or those of you in relationships as well, right, who are trying to rekindle, let's say, or maintain. I think the beginning of the week is where there's more focus on yourself and trying to maybe recover or care or just incubate a little bit more. And then come Wednesday, from Wednesday, there's this need for you to, I guess, just let whatever is going to happen with your partners, let whatever is going to happen, and to be more open to the universe rather than feeling, you know, sort of a victim of the universe, which can sometimes happen, right? We sometimes feel like hard done, but we want to hopefully by Wednesday have put all of that away. All right, Pisces, so do get out if you can, or get talking again and back with your partner and see what happens, just see what comes, and just go with that Piscean flow, which you're so good at. Now let's see what the core card is going to be for you. Now the core card is in my 9 spread deck, it's the one in the middle. So the middle of the second row. And we do have Neptune. We've had Neptune for a couple of years now in your sign, and Neptune is currently retrograde. Yeah, again, I'm seeing this as, when I talk about Neptune retrograde, I like to talk about waking up and smelling the coffee. So for some of you, that's what it is as well, or what it has been, and what it's going to continue to be for a couple years more. Neptune direct does lead us into the fantasies and leads us into illusions sometimes, leads us towards beautiful lies sometimes, leads us to bliss. And then when Neptune goes retrograde, we kind of, we're sort of woken up from that. And sometimes it's not a nice awakening, I get it, but it's necessary sometimes. It is that wake up, wake up and smell the coffee moment. And what do we have here? 9 of Cups. It's another Cups card, but it's 9, and that's your number, Pisces. It's the number of Jupiter. It's the number of luck. It's the number of blessings, but it's also the number of like higher learning and big lessons. So I think you're coming from Wednesday, or after Wednesday, you're coming to this space of, yes, the chapter was closed, but now you're really fine with it. And you know, that chapter closing for some of you in relationships could just be like an argument you had, or some disagreement or tension or stress that you had, and now that's kind of coming away. It's falling away. It's washing away. This beautiful 9 of Cups card. Absolutely beautiful colors, right? Very Piscean colors, and it's your element. Cups, water. You know, the 9 of Cups is like you just know how to philosophically reflect on your feelings. You just know how to be optimistic. See, you're sort of coming out of this space, this 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups space. You're no longer that sort of sad horse archetype. We want to get out there now. We want to motivate now. We want to get the wheels turning, Pisces, now. And if you're in a relationship already, then this can also mean that you're finally coming to realize, you're finally reflecting on the fact that you just have to lead with how you feel the relationship, and not, you know, for the sake of love, not remain in some sort of silent victimhood, or some sort of blissful ignorance, like, because you know that you're just doing that to hide from something, right? That can be what you do sometimes, Pisces, to just sort of smother yourself in the Neptunian glamour of it all, when you need to see what it is, what it really is. You know, Virgo is the opposite of Pisces, but you're both the same stick, the same axis in the zodiac. 2 ends of the same stick, 2 sides of the same coin. So oftentimes it's good for you, Pisces, to look across the room to Virgo and be like, okay, right now I need to look at Sister Virgo and see like how I can make the situation a bit better for myself. And that can be something like looking at things in a more earthy way, some sort of more practical, some sort of more practical, realistic way. Clearing your throat to speak on these feelings that you're reflecting on, and to do it confidently, Pisces, and not to be afraid, and not to be like stuck in feelings. Yes, you are, for a few years to come still, you are going through this wake up and smell the coffee moment, Pisces. So yeah, maybe for some of you, love is very much having to be about going through this process of disillusionment about yourself, and therefore coming to really love and care, and care for yourself in the highest way. That's Neptune. Care in the highest, most spiritual, purest way. Okay, wow. 4 cards coming out. We've got the Daughter of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, yeah, beautiful card, Pisces. Innocent. These daughter and son cards in the deck are these innocent energies that aren't afraid to be half-baked. So don't be afraid of being half-baked, or being a little like unsure about someone or something. If it's exciting, if you want it, go for it. Now do keep in mind, Okay, it is Mars retrograde. So, and Mercury retrograde. By the time you see this video, it's Mercury retrograde. So keep that in mind as well. Yes, the person, the thing that you're going to love might be really attractive and exciting, but just make sure it's not something you've already jumped into in the past and got burnt by. All right, I really don't want that to happen to you, Pisces. I want to make sure you're freely jumping into things, but just as freely able to jump back out, to swim back out. And it's all for fun. It's all for innocent creativity and curiosity. And your spirit, the Daughter of Wands, is like your inner spirit, and letting that inner creative spirit come out, even if, you know, it's not like sophisticated or like perfect. It doesn't matter, right? You know, we don't want too much Virgo energy, right? So just keeping the creative naturally for you, the creative juices flowing when you come across this person or this thing that you're in love with, or you're gonna fall in love with. And then of course we have 2 10s actually, which came out, and the Ace of Cups. This is like win win win. Okay, we've got lots of winning here. And maybe, if for those of you interested in like what kind of specific person it's going to be, Daughter of Wands, you know, this could be like a lovely sort of Sagittarian. They don't have to be a Sagittarius sun. They could just have lots of planets there, or somehow they are Sagittarian. But I get this feeling that they're like one of the more watery Sagittarians. Okay, definitely with all these cups coming out, they're more watery, or they're more calm. They very much tap into, or they knock on the door of your Piscean energy, and they're like, hey, we both fall under Jupiter. We both know. So maybe there's someone or something Sagittarian, which is actually bringing, I think, a little bit more of your extroversion out and making you feel much more set and like sort of living your best life now, or starting to live your best life, Pisces. Feeling set. And some of you are at home, you know. Some of you are in smaller places where the lockdown is more severe, and it is good for you to just rekindle, whether that's even with yourself, it could be just rekindling with yourself, but rekindle with this other person you love, this family you love, this dog you love. Rekindle and cherish, and not be afraid to just channel the innocent spirit of what you have in that small space, or in that small home that is yours, that is like the world, that is contained and complete and cozy, and also makes you feel so set. And again, as I say, as though you're living your best life in that small space. And then coming right under the 9 of Cups, you've got the Ace of Cups. So a victory of some sort, Pisces. Or even more, I think, like even more towards the end of the week, into the weekend, maybe this could be. There, with the Ace of Cups, there's this sense of, just a spring, okay? A spring of new feels. A spring of new feels, Pisces. And you've got this, okay? You've got this 10, and then Ace, and then another 10, and then that's under the 9. Okay, so the High Priestess, yeah, she's now this tigress. She's now waking up, or she's conscious now. She's like, yes, this is what was supposed to happen. This is what was supposed to come to me, or this is the person that I've been waiting for. Now I know. So I think the knowing, Pisces, the actual knowing and the actuality of it comes later, and it's like win-win-win sort of feeling. And for some of you, okay, with the Ace of Cups, if this is relevant, right, but the Ace of Cups with 2 10s, a 10 on either side could speak to pregnancy. For others, it can be like a whole new world, sort of Aladdin, new conception of emotions, like an emotional gushing happening anew within your relationship, your current relationship. It could be. And it feels, with the 10 again, like you're both set, or you're all set. You're all sort of as a team. I get this sort of image of you being 2 fish together and being a strong team that can sort of, through your love for each other, take on anything even if it's in a small little locked down space, it's your space, it's your power. That is what makes you feel so strong and makes you actually strong, because the Pentacles is earth, it's money as well, it's materials. So maybe some of you are, through this love, securing each other more materially, more financially, or more like logically. Maybe you're really bringing together the water and the earth, the Pisces and the Virgo energies. Maybe you're bringing it all really together to really just conceive and to really win, to get the best of both worlds. And then finally, on the other side of the Ace of Cups, we have the 10 of Cups. And I always call this the Friday night disco card. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it fun? It really is like a disco in there. This is, yeah, just feeling like, again, you're living your best life, but it's like all the feels this time. The feelings and emotional harmony, just what you like, Pisces, and what you like to. And I really like that this reading for you has begun with the World card and ended with the 10 of Cups. Quite Piscean beginning and end, I would say. The 10, that sense of ultimate, that sense of completion, that sense of this is as good as it's going to get. And Cups, your element. But look at those beautiful colors, and look at how they're all sort of interacting with each other, connected perfectly. So this could really speak to, wow, yeah, towards the end of the week, over the weekend, Pisces, you and this new person sort of going out to some dance, or having some dance together, figuratively or literally, but having some dance together, having some fun, some party time together, Pisces, and just feeling like you're free again, you're single again, right? Because you might not fall into a relationship with this person. You might just start dating this person or start hanging out with this person, and that's all you want. And you start to accept that, and you start to be okay with that, and you that's your new beginning for some of you, this new single and ready to mingle life. And for others, it's like the relationship you're already in is feeling like this Ace of Cups is feeling like fresh water is springing out. It's a lot of fun, and it's very fierce as well, full of force. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this wee reading. Now, I do want to say that if you want to take a deeper look through the tarot, then you can come book a reading with me, Hinny, at soulnavigation.com. And right now we do have introductory rates, so check that out. Everyone can afford it. Alrighty, so do tune in, and do please, in the comments, let us know who you are. And also, if you're Pisces, let me know what love is looking like for you. And I would love to see how your week went, especially towards the end, past Wednesday, how that was for you, because I really feel like the beginning is more about you personally, and for some of you, like that emotional healing and self-nurturing, having come out of a relationship, having finished something, having ended that chapter, right? And then later is when you just get your mojo back when it comes to dating, or when it comes to being okay single and free. Those of you in relationships is where the harmony starts to return, or the spice comes back, something like that. So I would love to hear especially how the end of your week turns out. Alrighty, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love.
Hello, beautiful people on the YouTube. My name is August, and I'm your astrologer, medium, and intuitive tarot reader on Team Soul Navigation. Okay, this is part of our new show that we're launching called Spirit Talk. We're going to be giving you guys daily predictions, tarot reading, astrology predictions, other intuitive messages for you guys and for your zodiac signs. So if you'd like to keep updated on that, make sure you subscribe to our Team Soul Navigation channel, okay? This is very beautiful, you guys. Today we have the love predictions for Sagittarius, okay? So where are my Sagittarius? Comment below if you're Sagittarius. And make sure you share this as well with a friend that may be, or a family member that may be a Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, your love predictions for the week of the 2nd of November. Okay, now Let's take a look at the charts for you guys. What is going on for Sagittarius? What to look out for? What challenges are there? And what is coming towards Sagittarius for this week in terms of love? Okay, my Sagittarius, so here we do have the chart up for you. And as we can see, my Sagittarius, right from the beginning of the week here, we do have Venus in a very strong opposition with the asteroid Chiron, okay? And if you've been watching some of the videos on this channel, maybe as well, you guys will have some information yourselves on what these planetary bodies represent. And if not, make sure you also become a super supporter, okay, for this channel by clicking the button below, the join button. Meredith is making a lot of beautiful videos for you guys so you can really understand how you can do this for yourselves. But anyways, with this week starting off with Venus opposing Chiron, this is bringing up for my Sagittarius a lot of perhaps wounds in love that are going to want to be healed at the beginning of the week. I won't say the week begins necessarily easy, but you know what? This opens up a beautiful opportunity for healing in your relationships. A lot of vulnerabilities coming to the surface to be healed. And through that healing, we become much closer to those around us than ever before, okay? And with Venus now transiting in Libra in your 11th house, Sagittarius, this is powerful, okay? This is as well, even looking on a platonic level, because 11th house can represent your friends, your friendship group, your network, what do you value? Okay. How are your relationships with your friends? This can bring a lot of loving connections actually in through your friendship circle, through even your work. Okay, the people that you associate with. Who do you associate with, Sagittarius? These people now through this week, you could be surprised as well with this opposition with Chiron here. Some people maybe you weren't that close to could confide in you or share something with you, matters of the heart of some kind, okay? There is a tendency here with this opposition, especially because the Chiron right now is transiting in Aries in your 5th house, Sagittarius. This can bring up matters of your ego. So beware of a wounded ego, okay? Maybe with expectations of others, okay? That can lead you to feeling a little bit hurt. Beware of others as well around you feeling very hurt in their egos during this time, okay? And how we can kind of use this energy well is to really make sure we're looking at the bigger picture of the situation, melting deeper into love for the bigger picture. Okay, not getting caught up in the personal attacks, and seeing how can we come to a more holistic agreement here. There is an element of compromise with the Venus Chiron opposition, I will say, but this is what allows us to really delve deeper into our connections. Okay, so be mindful of the week beginning with a bit of this healing. And it could be a healing from within, a healing from the heart that many of you Sagittarius perhaps have been waiting for, okay? Whether that's moving on from a past connection or just rethinking really what you value here and what have relationships been for you in the past? What wounds have they triggered? Okay, these are kind of the themes that are coming up for my Sagittarius. Okay, now we have to remember the full moon in Taurus did happen on the 31st of October, but that's, the effects of that full moon, which has been very major, are going to persist, especially throughout this week as well. Now, this full moon did happen conjunct Uranus here in your 6th house in Taurus, Sagittarius. Okay, so now, this does bring up as well this axis here of the 6th house and the 12th house of Pisces and Virgo, which is, I think, a beautiful place to have that full moon, that very powerful full moon, okay? This is bringing up and highlighting as well themes in regards to work again, themes in regards to your daily routine. And in terms of love, this is about what maybe do you need to change in your daily routine to come closer to love? And what in your routine is blocking you off from love? Okay? And what perhaps this is well bringing you back into your body. This is coming to appreciation and love for your own body. And through that, you are also able to magnetize love towards you. So, what can you change in your daily routine to allow for an easier flow as well in your relationships? This is some of the themes perhaps coming in terms of love for my Sagittarius through in the wake of this full moon. And now this is also highlighting here this opposition with Sun and Uranus. Now, the sun right now for my Sagittarius is in the 12th house. And it is beginning throughout this week. It's this slow beginning this conjunction with the asteroid Juno, which is the soulmate asteroid. This is the asteroid that represents long-term commitments and relationships. So this can be a very powerful time, my Sagittarius. And for you, because the sun is in the 12th house, this is bringing up themes of a very deep spiritual connection that is possible during this time. This is a very like you feel the person before you even meet them type of energy, okay, with this, like, and it's an instant chemistry type of situation. This is where you can really meld with someone spiritually during this week, okay, my Sagittarius. So if there is an opportunity for you there, be open to it. But how are you going to get there? It is by first dealing perhaps with this Venus opposition Chiron, Chiron. I love pronouncing the planetary bodies and just where however I like. um It is about rising above the ego. When we're able to rise above the ego and see the other, you know, for their beauty, for their imperfections, you are able to perhaps this week to have this deep spiritual connection with another. Okay, my Sagittarius, that, with the Sun and Juno in the 12th house for my Sagittarius, this could be something that is a bit behind the scenes as well. The 12th house is very a hidden place. So this can talk about, a relationship that's brewing that perhaps is not ready yet to be fully confronted, but the energy is completely there as well. Okay, so allow that space, allow that patience as well during this time. This can also sometimes bring up the themes of hidden emotions within others, maybe others feeling romantic feelings towards you, or even for those who were already in a connection, loved ones that are not fully revealing their emotions for fear of that vulnerability. And it is time here, especially as Mercury is going to begin to go direct this week again, to begin our vocal communication after perhaps a period of time where communication has been a little bit wonky, I will say. Okay, and that does bring me to the 4th of November here, where we will have Venus, Mercury going direct in Libra. Okay, after, as we remember last week, Mercury actually retrograded back into Libra from Scorpio. So this is almost a conclusion of we went back into Libra with Mercury, ironing out the crinkles is what I was saying, last week. Ironing out the crinkles of some um balances in our relationships. Okay, how can we kind of balance our power in this connection? How can we make sure our values are being respected in this connection? And as Mercury goes direct, communication becomes easier. Mercury still is going to be in a square though with Saturn, which can sometimes bring a little bit of a struggle as well with, I guess, just an energy of the communication may not flow so easily because there's a lot of kind of responsibilities at play, or the responsibilities get in the way of love. Okay, there's some of these elements coming in for Sagittarius, but with this comes the lessons that are learned through this time as well leads to some beautiful, beautiful, solid connections that are built on a solid foundation of honesty and truth and authenticity rather than sweeping things under the rug, okay, and waiting for them to blow up at a later date. So this is very important for you, Sagittarius, for this week in terms of love. Okay, now during this time as well, we do see here that, interestingly for my Sagittarius, we do have here an element of the moon going to be conjunct with the North Node. And so as we can see here, we have the moon conjunct the North Node, okay, on the 4th of November for my Sagittarius in the house of relationships, my Sagittarius. So it's very powerful for you guys, Sagittarius, even for this year, because the North Node, which is our North Star, it's our pointer where our soul can find evolution. Okay, and the North Node will stay in a sign for around a year and a half, okay, usually. So with the moon conjuncting the North Node this week for you, it is reigniting this evolution through relationships, my Sagittarius. Okay, so allow yourself as well to be thrown a little bit outside of your comfort zone this week in terms of love, because this is helping you come into deeper nourishment of yourself by being vulnerable. Okay, especially with that Venus opposed Chiron as well. There are some fears here that are coming up this week in terms of love, my Sagittarius. But how do we move out of them? It's knowing that we are safe with those we love, knowing that with those that we can trust, those that we have been, have had that heart-to-heart opening with, do have our best of interests at heart, okay? And that we can grow with them here into deeper nourishment and nurturing of one another. There is a possibility for this during this week, my Sagittarius. There's also the possibility to acknowledge that some people in your life may not be that for you, may not be able to nourish you or nurture you in the way that you need. Okay, values are needing to be clearer this week for my Sagittarius, especially as Mercury goes direct. So don't be afraid as well to tell it like it is. Okay, and ask for communication and ask for your needs to be met perhaps in the way that you desire them to be met. Okay, that is real for my Sagittarius this week in terms of love. Now we also have here this here, my Sagittarius, is probably the most important day, which is towards the end of the week, okay, around the 8th of November. This is the culmination of this week for my Sagittarius. For my Sagittarius, those of you who have been willing to have those hard conversations, willing to perhaps to open your heart, to be intimate, to overcome perhaps your wounds of intimacy that you have felt in the past, sinking deeper into love. For some of my Sagittarius, there is a beautiful reconciling here. There is a union towards the end of this week, and there is a deeper bonding, okay? And for those of you who have not even met your person, there is an opportunity here for a divine union, I will say, okay? And I don't just say this lightly, because there are a lot of alignments here that are pointing us towards this direction here. The end of the week here, we have Sun conjunct Juno, finally, as Sun throughout this week has been leading up to this major conjunction with Juno, which is putting a spotlight on long-term commitments and relationships. This is a bit of a make it or break it energy for my Sagittarius, okay? This is a bit of a where do we stand? What are my values? And through acknowledging these values, now I am attracting in that love which I have dreamt of. Okay, this is not a love that is a love that is settled for. This is a divine love, honey, is my Sagittarius, okay? But it's not achieved easily because it does require a lot of honesty with the self and an honesty with with those around you about what you need and how, you know, you want to have your love in this life, okay? Now, this is also going to now, with this in conjunction, we also have now Mars towards the end of this week opposing Venus. This is the divine feminine and the divine masculine at odds with one another, my Sagittarius, okay? And through this, there can be the ultimate, reconciliation and acceptance and magnetic attraction, okay? Or there can be separation. This is a powerful opposition here, with Venus in her home sign of Libra and Mars in his home sign of Aries, okay? In this situation, we also have Mars retrograde, though, so that is something to keep in mind, where maybe the more masculine energy, in your life may not have. I think with this dynamic, it's almost like the feminine must take the lead here. The feminine must hold the space for the masculine energy to be able to be vulnerable, to open up, because the Mars energy here, the masculine, is going through a form of reconfiguration, okay? And it is the divine feminine here who has a more empowered state and is able to use her or his intuition to hold a space of love and to fall deeper into union. Okay, this is something to keep in mind for my Sagittarius. And this opposition is going to be occurring in the 11th house and in the 5th house here. Again, igniting. These houses do represent a lot of social interaction and communication and joy a lot of wish fulfillment, okay, with this opportunity here. This is not a time to compromise on your values, Sagittarius. This is not a compromise. This is not a time to compromise on your wishes, okay? There may be, with every relationship, there is, of course, a need for some level of compromise in order for union to occur, but not a stage to where you are compromising your sense of compatibility. Your compatibility is going to be very, very potent this week, and you have the opportunity to attract someone who is your exact other half, okay? And for them to be able to really honestly be that without things being swept under the rug, with everything being on the surface. That is divine. That is divine love. Okay, my Sagittarius. So, um, that really, and we also have here, wow, I'm just picking this out right now for my Sagittarius here. This is a beautiful thing to finish on. With the Sun trining Neptune at the end of this week, it's even heightening this sense of the Sun Juno conjunction trining Neptune. Wow. Neptune, the planet of unconditional love, the planet of transcendence, of seeing beyond, of feeling beyond the human limitations. Okay, this is like true love. Okay, and it's trining this combination of the Sun and Juno. For my Sagittarius, those of you who have been willing to move past the ego, you have the chance to sink into divine love towards the end of this week and have perhaps a really beautiful spiritual experience which brings you closer with someone, or perhaps allows you to completely meld with someone, okay? Without fear, without the fears of your past clinging to you. Okay, this is very gorgeous energy for my Sagittarius. And with this happening both in water houses, it's with Neptune in Pisces and the Sun and Juno in Scorpio. The emotions this week for my Sagittarius, it is something to keep in mind. It can feel almost so dreamlike towards the end of this week. It can feel like you have no control of your emotions, like your attraction to someone is off the charts. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind for my Sagittarius, especially because your Sun is in the 12th house, which is bringing a lot of these no boundaries. There's no boundaries, okay, in terms of the energy you're receiving from others and the energy you're putting out. It's very difficult for my Sagittarius this week, perhaps, to put a lid on your sense of love for someone and for others to put a lid on their sense of love for you. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. Don't let your emotions completely carry you away into perhaps Neptune's delusions, into thinking that, someone is this soulmate for you that they are not. How do you know this, Sagittarius? It's about doing the work earlier in the week to understand this value alignment, because it will be very clear, in my opinion, because Venus is in opposition to Mars. If your values are being compromised, my Sagittarius, this is not the soulmate for you. But if you have worked through your values and you have melded deeper without ego into a deeper bonding of vulnerability with one another, there is the opportunity for divine love at the end of this week, my Sagittarius. Okay, this is very exciting and beautiful energy. Now, do we have here any I'll just pull some oracles for my Sagittarius for those of you interested in perhaps what zodiac signs should we keep an eye out for this week in terms of love for my Sagittarius. Okay, what messages do we have for my Sagittarius here? We got air elements, okay, Libra, Aquarius, Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising for my Sagittarius this week to keep an eye out for. We have Gemini again, I think. Gemini is coming up very strongly for my Sagittarius this week. This could also, if it doesn't have to be a Gemini per se, but someone who is very intellectual, someone who has a level of intelligence, someone who can make you laugh, someone who can make you smile, someone who can give you a bit of a playful curiosity about life and a youthful energy about life. And again, we're in the 6th house. This brings up Virgo, okay, for my Sagittarius. And Grand Trine blessings. So Sagittarius, there is a lot of blessings that could come to you this week through perhaps altering an element of your routine. What routines have you stuck to in terms of love? what has become too monotone, what has become too mundane for you, whether you're in a connection or out of a connection, and how can you open up more to this playful, curious energy that allows you to fall into deeper divine union with someone here who sees you for who you truly are. That is beautiful, Sagittarius. Okay, that concludes the love predictions for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of me, if you'd like to even book a reading with me for a deeper look at your love life or perhaps any other element of your life, you can find me at soulnavigation.com. You can also find me, I'll put the link below as well to be able to directly book with me and schedule a reading with me. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, I would love to hear, how are you going this week? Has any of this resonated for you? And share this with another Sagittarius that maybe you think would benefit from this. And for those of you interested in a free personal reading, make sure you comment as well, okay? And share this video. But until next time, my Sagittarius, I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings, and